Ah, my good and dear friends. This is Londo Molare, and I'm watching the Bad News Bards on Tennessee Tabletop Tavern.
Here we are. Look at that. Hello, Cam.
Good evening.
We got a milestone tonight.
We do.
Yeah.
What is it?
Episode 20.
Natural 20.
Natural 20. Thanks, Davina, by the way. She put in there the congrats for the natural 20.
Yes.
That was kind of awesome of her.
Well, what are we doing for this monumental anniversary show?
Well, not drinking Dos Equis. I thought about it, but I'm like, So, any rate, we've got a good show on tonight. We've got a great guest. He's got a Kickstarter that's I think about halfway through, and it was a tournament adventure that he wrote. So we'll get into that and talk about that.
Like the Tomb of Horrors?
Well, I don't know. It is a tomb, so tombs and 20s is the theme, right?
Okay. Sounds classic. Sounds like something I'd like.
Right. So let's go ahead and bring on our guest, Greg. Unless you've got anything else to bring on, I think we'll make a go of it.
Yeah.
And there he is.
Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we appreciate it, man.
Jeff, hey Cam.
Yeah. Good to see you on. I've seen you on a couple of streams that I'm usually following, and I know you've got this little thing going on right now. Kickstarter, I think.
That I do.
So tell me all about it.
Wow.
Well,
where would you like? where do you want me to start? It's been a 2-year project, and I don't think we have time for 2-year summary, but would love to tell you all about it.
All right. Cam likes to ask questions. So Cam, why don't you go ahead and ask your loaded question, but it should be a much safer answer.
This is our warm-up question. Then we'll delve into the Kickstarter. I always enjoy hearing everyone's story about how they first got into role-playing games. So go ahead and give us one, and please leave out any crimes that you might have been witness to.
Yes.
If that happens to be part of it. But other than that, we want to hear it.
All right. So no crimes involved. All right. There it is. That's all I got for you. Now, let me see. How did I get involved? It was 1979. Yes, that is a date that will live in infamy. I picked up the Holmes Blue Box set, and I still remember sitting in the basement at our pool table, which is where we started gaming. I had some of the neighbors' kids over, and I opened up the box. I still remember opening that up and pulling out the blue book and looking at the rules. That's where we started. We started with the Rel Partha miniatures, all 100% lead, Doritos in a bag, fingering, the lead minis, licking your fingers with Doritos. Who knew that was not really good for you?
That's
So
right.
I suppose we survived that, right?
I questioned how many IQ points I lost due to that lead,
Yeah.
but we'll never know, I guess.
Tens of IQ points, tens. But that quickly evolved into first edition because all the first edition stuff was already coming out, right? Much of it was on the market, but it was just one of those inspiring times. It wasn't the Satanic Panic. It wasn't, I went to Gen Con. It wasn't any of that. It was just, I met a couple friends. One of their brothers was a really super solid artist. And I still remember as a kid, I'd watch Mickey Mouse, the Magica, right? Or what was that one where he was the wizard and all the water and the magic. And that's really what this game brought forward was the use of imagination. And first edition hit, the books were coming out, the modules were being delivered. And I used to go to the game store every week and pick something up. And next thing you know, that's it. We're off to the races, and here we are today, 100 years later.
Yeah, well, that's if you don't mind me saying so, you don't look old enough to be started at that era. But not that I don't believe you, but take that as a compliment, I suppose. But yeah, you're right. Excellent time to start, right? I mean, right there, that's a little before me. A Molde Basic was out by the time I started, so you're a little early there, but right into the 1E era, or just AD&D at the time, of course, the only edition.
Right.
Excellent. Just a little follow up. So you played. You said you picked up things. So did you play a lot of the published modules for that?
Oh yeah. We did a lot of homebrew though as kids because this was back. I mean, I was just entering high school, right? I think it was 7th, 8th grade. But entering high school, and of course it wasn't cool, right? But that's why we liked it. But it was more pen, paper, right? Graph paper, draw in the hallways.
Mm-hmm.
We'd have miniatures, but the most of it was just creativity. And then we moved into like the geomorph set that came out. We didn't use the geomorphs, but we made our own. We would take a piece of graph paper with a Sharpie, and we'd make permanent hallways. And then we'd use those and piece those together on a tabletop. But yeah, it was an evolution. There's no doubt about it, just like the gaming industry itself.
Sure. You mentioned one of your friends was an artist. In the game group I played, the DM was a pretty good artist, and he would draw all kinds of stuff for us. Was that part of your whole early experience there too?
Oh yeah. He was an amazing artist. He was my buddy's older brother. So he was a couple years ahead of us, and he could just draw the best knights and swords and everything. And it really got me hooked. And then obviously the line art in the core books, you couldn't beat it. It was just fantastic. But yeah, a lot of the imagery is, and I think many, if not most gamers, especially OSR gamers, they'll tell you the imagery that came with the Dragon magazines, with the core books and so on. It's just, those artists back in the day, I mean, they were just amazing. And many of them around today too, still doing great work.
Yep. And I agree. The ones that you're right, they're all great, but I really like the Bill Willingham stuff that was in the Molde BX box. That's one of my favorites. But like I said, the AD&D ones had great, very memorable art too, and simpler by today's standards maybe in a lot of ways, but like you said, like line art and everything, but still. Do you remember the one with the like the skeleton? The guy was like in a sewer or something, and like a fighter's like trying to get out, and a skeleton with a knife behind him. I think it was in the DMG.
He was in a room with water filling up, correct?
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
That's one that's very evocative. That's one that sticks in my memory all to this day.
Well, you raise a good point. The simplicity of that artwork back then, actually, if I may divert just a moment, some of the artwork that I'm trying to procure and bring forward in some of the future modules are those types of emotional attachments to the artwork. Let me explain what I mean by that. Sure. I don't want to use too big of words because Lord knows I don't know what the definition is. But what I mean by that is I'm finding a fascination right now as I'm publishing modules with the unfinished line art. You know how the artist goes from a blank sheet to a few lines to a skeletal form to a rough drawing where you see the muscular details and tones, but the lines are all over, and then they bring it really into the final picture.
Sure.
So the simplicity of that early line art, what you just mentioned, I'm finding that to be something that I may go with an all black and white module. That
Cool.
is still under advisement, but I'm thinking, why not?
Yeah, well, kind of.
As a variant, you mean? Like a variant?
Yeah, as like a one-off, as a totally black and white, the entire thing. I mean, obviously, it's not a complete thought, but I'd be very interested in getting your opinion. Absolutely.
I mean, it's pretty common. If like I said, this is Tom Wilson's one that I was running there. That you were mentioned the Shadow Dark stuff, and all the artwork in this is black and white line art.
Right.
I'm a big comic book fan also, and while I enjoy fully finished art and everything, the probably my favorite is the pre-ink, because usually they have a penciler and an inker and the coloring obviously, and depending on who the artist is, because there's different levels of detail. But if you have a detailed penciler, that's probably my favorite form of art. It's got all the the fine lines and everything on it for the shading, references and such. And I just, for some reason, that really appeals to me. So I would. That's something I'd like.
100%. I'm with you. And I'm finding an interest in the step right before it's finalized. You know what I'm saying? Where it's still not fully flushed out. That I mean, and maybe it's just my personal opinion, but I find that stuff fascinating. Where it's almost done, it lends more to a little bit of the creativity and the kind of the wonder of what's next. I don't know. Those are just some thoughts from a random crazy publisher.
So you said that was your early days in that, and your Kickstarter is focused on OSR first edition, old school stuff. Did you throughout your time between 1979 and today, did you play other games or other versions of D&D, or I know you mentioned homebrew obviously for the early days, but did you do that and then come back to the old school stuff, or did you stick with the old school stuff all the way?
I have been, by definition, OSR my entire life.
Wow.
I have always had a preference of first edition. I have preferred it over other editions, although I see the relativity and I see why we have new editions and so on. But me personally, I've always come back to 1E. It's just where the core is. You know what I'm saying? It's I've played 2E. I find 2E very, very accommodating for a 1E audience, right? I mean, even this module, and thanks for putting that up on the screen. Yeah, so our Kickstarter is written in OSRIC 1.0a. Okay, so the first version of OSRIC. And, I say it's closest to 1E and so on and so forth. But I guess realistically, I'm a pretty simple guy. I just want to deliver good products that you're going to have great time playing at the table. And you're going to walk away with a feeling, and I got a story for you from one of our games where the feeling, the emotion at the end of the table, at the end of the game, was just imagine you got 4 out of 5 people making it out of the dungeon. One is being carried at -2 hit points, and only because they're bandaged are they not bleeding out. You got 2 at 1 hit point and 1 at 2 hit points, and everyone's like, holy crap, that was the best. Oop, I don't want to get us. I had to watch my language. It was just the emotion is what brings me back to 1E. I mean, OSR is, for me, it's raw. It's gritty. It's the core. So,
well, that's an interesting point you bring up, because I might be a very nostalgia prone person, but that original, the first time I picked up D&D, I would do anything to relive that. You know what I mean? And even if I can get a bit or a little bit of it from something else, that's great.
Yeah. No, I think that go ahead, Jeff. Sorry.
I was gonna say Agile said, let him know he already supported the Kickstarter and did the big pledge for him, which I think I did the biggest one I could too, and it wasn't that terribly expensive, so it was really well priced.
Well, and I appreciate that, because part of, and we can get into whenever you guys are ready, and I don't want to jump ahead, but part of the learning process, going from full-time gamer and DM to actually taking some of the creativity that has been penned and papered over the decades and putting it into print, writing it wasn't the challenge. right? The challenge was learning all the different ways to work with artists and how they think and how they react and how they work, and interviewing artists and working with digital creators to make sure that the layout is perfect, and thinking to yourself the entire time, man, if I just learned Affinity, I could probably save a couple $100. I could do it myself. And then I'm thinking to myself, it's almost it's a trade-off. I really enjoyed being able to have people who are in that craft, like you guys, having me on this show. This is almost, it's what do they call it? A symbiotic relationship, right?
Sure.
You guys are creators. I'm a creator now, I suppose. I'm going to give back to you through this live stream, hopefully, right? And encourage more viewers, and hopefully, I'm going to be a backer of your channel here soon. I already follow you guys and have been watching your videos. I think you do great work.
Yeah.
And I just want to say that the end game for me is it's really developing a solid product that you're going to enjoy playing, and you'll be able to put on your shelf and say, you know what, that was awesome. That's my goal.
Yeah. I mean, you sent me a couple of things to look at, and I was, I've been looking at them. Plus, I was perusing your Facebook page there, and if anybody watched the intro, they would have seen some of the sneak peek stuff that you had been posting on there. Love some of that stuff. In fact, I can probably bring some of that up if you give me a minute.
Sure. And if you bring it up, if you want me to talk to it, I'd be more than happy to.
Yeah, let me go ahead and bring up a couple of things here. See here.
Cam, those are softball questions, by the way.
Yeah, Cam, you're softballing. So
I'm joking. I try.
All right.
Not me.
Okay.
Go. So this is what the first page, I'm guessing, inside.
That's the title page. Yep, that's the title page. So just a little history here is I worked with one artist throughout the entire module, and I interviewed 5, or I should say talked with 5, and brought it down to 3, came down to 2, and then I'm like, the one that I went with, I said, this is what I'm looking for. And I'm looking for a mixture between Frazetta, okay, the muscular tones, the angles, the roundness, the physicality of Frazetta, with a mix of Jeff D. Okay. Love Jeff D's stuff from 208 to 211. 214 had a reemergence of some similar stuff as well. He's still producing some really cool stuff. So I found this artist, and this cover page this title page represents typically your summary, right? It tells you the module title and the levels for the characters. I started with levels 2 to 4 because I want to be able to go back and do like a Star Wars prequel, right? I want to go back and at some point do a level 0 to level 2 module. But I didn't want to start there because most folks at cons don't want to start level 0, level 1. They want to have some hit points. They want to be able to survive at least one encounter. But the artwork here, you can see the 3 characters. Upper left, the elf with the bow, and then the 2 on the right. You have the mage, and you have the fighter with the axe. Those 3 are on the actual cover art, and they're from the original cover art. And I said, I want to have a female fighter as well. So I asked for him to create a mummy coming out of the crypt, fighting and showing the characters, or at least 4 of the characters that are in the module as player characters. And he hit it, nailed it right on. We had to redo it twice, just minor migrations of his talent from one expectation to the other. But I think that piece is just awesome, and it gives you a perspective of what's in the module without giving away everything.
Yeah, this is exactly the kind of thing you were talking about with that evocative art, right? It gives you a feel. It jumps out at you.
Right.
And yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
And then below that with the credits. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was
okay. All right.
Get the other
So
one
the
here.
credits are, they're your typical layout. I just want, what I have found is sometimes folks that are involved don't get the credit that maybe I think they're due. And I don't want to offend anyone. I don't want to say anything out of line, but I view the folks that I've worked with and that have helped me get to this point, I view them as business partners. One, I want them to get credit. Two, I want them to get paid. And three, I want them to get the recognition. All right. So I list out everyone that I work with. Some of them are friends. The play testers are in my regular weekly group that we play.
I see one that looks weirdly like an anagram.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, that's one of the little Easter eggs in the module itself. I wanted to also designate this module, because it's my first,
Sure.
to my gaming group, to the community. I wanted it to be reflective, Cam, like you said, right? Reflective of old school, gritty D&D related material, obviously in the OSRIC format. But I think so far the feedback has been amazing. So I couldn't be happier.
I think that's awesome that you did that. To be to be honest, I think that's totally. I would probably do something the same if I ever wrote a module. I would probably dedicate it to my one of my buddies that unfortunately passed away at too young of an age. That was one of my best friends and players and coworkers. So it was like and roommate. I would probably do the same thing to somehow. I had, when he passed away, I had a couple of minis painted by some people that do minis for his characters. So, but let me bring up this other one here. Okay, since it's gonna make me do this every time here. Got an example.
While you're pulling that up, just for a note, all of the player characters in the module have equipment of their artwork.
Cool.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, so you've got the old school blue maps like of Days Gone By and possibly Days Again. I see this one is just an example here that you've got. I love that style of map. It's clear, simple, to the point, and very, very well detailed.
And then the overall feeling, right? OSR was blue maps, and as you can see, I've cut off certain elements of the map because I didn't want to give too much away. It was safe giving that information. Let's put it that way. Always want to leave something for discovery, but no, it's based upon the old school premise, and you can drop this into any ongoing campaign because there's no specific location. All right, it doesn't cite it's specifically here in this town or a name, and it's your monastery with a small cemetery near it, on a hill or on a crest in the middle of nowhere, Long Mountain, and it's I'll just say 2 levels. There may be a third. Point is, it's simple in design, it's effective for delivery, and that was the key too. Was making sure that as a tournament module, it can play in force.
So that was something I was going to ask, because this might be the type of thing that we would do a one shot on, like on that Monday stream.
Sure.
And you designed it for OSRIC, but of course that's anything old school would work, right? So
100%. If you have a DM who knows their system. And I've been doing a little research. I've mentioned this in other conditions, but the research is obviously it's aligned with any 1E classic role-playing fantasy game, right? That's what OSRIC is designed around. 2E is highly aligned as well. I mean, when you're talking percentile of accuracy, you're not percentile higher with a 2E version of D&D. I mean, a certain spell would be a certain spell. And as a DM who knows their system, they should be able to deliver the conversation, right? Because this is designed around role playing. It's not designed around, this is going to take us 8 weeks to complete. This is designed for a one-night campaign. Full stat blocks are available for all monsters and players. So this here, I felt it was critical to give the backers some information along the way. Again, this is my first rodeo, right? So I'm learning as I go. Mistakes I make, I try to learn from. This here is this is one of my favorite encounters in the module. And everyone's probably, who's backing it probably read it, but it's your typical layout, 2 columns, side by side, old school. Went with a 12 point font, so it's highly readable, even in dim light situation. That's right. Yeah, like me. Right?
Thank God.
Where am I? I can't even see your screen. But
I'm in my 50s.
No, I gotcha. But the 12-point font was huge to be able to get it into a 4-hour delivery as well, and still deliver serious encounters and excitement. I mean, because you could argue that the entire module, which is 28 full pages, cover to cover, that's how they measure them, right? So me, when I'm publishing it, it's a 28-page count, and everything's got to be in 4-page increments. So for anyone watching that may want to get into publishing their own adventure, some of this information is super handy. And the community has been awesome in being supportive and just information and willingness to assist. So I'll share some back. They count it in cover to cover for printing and costs, obviously. But when you, the player, sit down at the table, what are you looking for? You're looking for the adventure, right? So it's really 17 and a half pages of adventure, with 4 pages of player characters. So I gave 8 player characters in full stat blocks, full equipment, hit points, everything, armor class, saving throws, you name it. And even went to the extent in the module for the player characters that I line itemed out all their hit points at each level. So you can see here, thanks for bringing that up. That's cool. Nice trend. So you can see under hit points. So let's take Brianna Longshanks. She has 27 hit points. At first level, she got 12, probably because I always start my new PCs at maximum. They got to have a chance. Second level, she got 7, and third level, she got 3.
Okay.
So with, is that 3? Yeah, that is. Okay, that's 20. No, that can't be 3. Is that a typo? Did we find a typo in my module?
Well, she got
a 5, and I can't see.
It looks like 3, but if she could have rolled a 1 for that one, because it's plus 2.
No, that would be a typo. I think I can't see.
I think it's an 8 that got cut off.
Oh, maybe.
I think it's an 8 that got cut off. Yeah, in the scan, because if I zoom it in on the image, I can see where if you could look along the where the saves, breath weapons and stuff, you see that's cut off too. So.
Oh,
gotcha. Thank you. Yep, it's an 8.
I got to tell you though, I have rolled 1s on hit point rolls, so yeah.
Yeah, we have.
We all have. So, yeah.
Yeah. So as you can see here, everything's line itemed out, right? You've got name, alignment, class, race. But I thought taking the hit points out to that degree only allows for the players to say, oh, maybe they get slapped by a level drainer. You don't have to do the math. You don't have to figure it out. You just subtract the point and move on. Again, a tournament module has to be playable and has to be fast.
Yeah.
So, and it does less work for the DM.
So, just quick question here. I'm just skipping ahead. I'm looking at the thief because I love thieves. Who is level 4? So, did you pick a X number of experience points? Because obviously in the old days they were not uniform.
Right. First off, yes, I picked a range of hit points that I wanted them to be around, and I rolled. And in most cases, to get 22 on level 4 with a 15 con where you're starting off with 4 just to begin with, it's not hard to get to that range. So these are the numbers that I rolled. So I tend to roll up all my characters. What I do though is I massage some of the stats. Firmly believe that if you're going to be an adventurer and a hardy one, you have to be superior to the average farmer, right? The average beggar on the street that sits outside the local tavern, the average constable who walks around and collects taxes only because he has armed guards with him, right? So yeah, so these are decent stats, but they are really, I do a 4d6 method. Drop the 1, count the highest 3, roll 7 times and drop 1 number. I find that methodology is not only old school, right? It's not the oldest, right? It's not 3d6 and put them in exactly how you rolled them. That old school OD&D. This is a little more accommodating, gives you a little bit better stats, but I want my PCs to be hardy going in because they don't know what they're getting into. And this also allows them to play more aggressively.
Sure. Yeah, well, that's a good point for you're doing, it's a one shot. So, you can't afford to be just dropping like flies necessarily. But Dungeon Delver, who we had on a couple of weeks ago, he mentioned that, the standard AD&D is the 4d6, method.
Yeah.
So not
I don't know where the 3d6 down the line.
Well, that BX does use that.
Is that what?
Yeah, and probably OD&D too is my guess. I don't remember offhand, but what you said of rolling 7 and dropping the lowest of that of the stats. That's how we played for the bulk of my role playing in the old days as well. So.
Right. No, the DMG for first edition gives you multiple options. One of them being rolling 4 dice, dropping 1. So you're right. It is a standard. It tends to, in my opinion, I'm not a mathematician, but I think it tends to give you a slightly higher average on those stats. But adventurers should be slightly above average, if not higher.
Yeah, and we our house rule has always been 46 automatic rerolls on 1s, drop the lowest, like in that order. So if you get all 1s, you get to reroll all.
He's had enough. He's gone.
There we go.
Yeah, but
gotta love Restream. Must be an improvement.
Jeff's right. I mean, it's you've got to have some. You got to have some. How would I say? Some flexibility DMing to not only keep people really interested, but also you got to. It's a double-edged sword. You also got to protect against breaking the game. So dropping 1s. What I do when I run my campaigns, any new character creation, they do the 4d6 method, but I don't have them start counting their scores until after they roll a 16. So the first time they hit a 16 on 3 dice, that's when they start. They roll 7 times, drop the lowest. And that way they're guaranteed to have 1 exceptional stat of 16 or higher.
Right.
Okay. That's fair.
Yeah. You guys can hear me now, right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, Restream's been making upgrades the past couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So
that method wouldn't help me because I usually below the last 1 or 2. I get the 6 on my last roll. So but that's perfectly fair.
Yeah, and these PCs were designed for a tournament play where they can get into. And another thing too is when I wanted to design this module and future adventures, I want the PCs to be able to most likely at least last 2 hours before someone really starts getting down to that point. Right.
Yeah.
Sure.
So you're paying for a con, you want to have fun, you're sitting at a table, you took the time to join my game. I appreciate that. And one way that I can give back to the players is making sure they survive at least 2+ hours in a 4-hour game.
Yeah. Davina brings up, she was just thinking that some role-playing games shouldn't give any hit points.
I like Davina's Duckworth's comment.
Yeah.
Davina, you and I are truly aligned.
Yeah.
My players will tell you that in our ongoing campaign, I tell them all the time, I want you to play wounded. It makes better players, not better characters, makes better players. Keep them wounded, limit the healing. but keep it as a carrot. So I'm with you, Davina.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and I am too. Somebody brought up because I post shorts from.
Do you think we're gonna get Jeff back, or is it just me and you for the rest of the night? Cam?
Okay, I can you not hear him?
You not hear me?
I can't hear him. I can't
Oh,
see
okay,
him.
so Jeff, this is the
Let
thing.
me bounce out. Yeah, let me bounce out and come back.
We've been having this problem where someone in the stream can't see them, so I can see and hear him. He's going to try and go out and come back in again, but
Okay.
you can't for whatever reason. If he does that and we can't do it, we might need to ask you to pop out and come back in. But
Sure. Sure, not a problem.
We'll struggle on here. Okay, so I can't.
You're crystal clear.
Okay, I can't see him right now either, so he should come back in a second, and we'll see.
Gotcha.
But see, I'm.
All right, does he see me now?
Okay, can you see Jeff now? Okay, he can't see you, Jeff. So let's ask him to pop out and back in and see if we could reset that way.
Okay.
Yeah, just refresh your browser and
Okay, Jeff says just to try and refresh your browser and maybe that will do it. If not, just go ahead and re-click the link.
All right, leave page or stay on page. I'll stay on page. Let's
Try
see what we
that.
got here.
He should pop out.
Does not appear to be doing it.
Okay, go ahead, Jeff. That didn't work. So go ahead and just close out that browser tab and then re-enter the link, and Jeff will bring you back in, and hopefully that'll work.
All right, cool. Not a problem. All right, I'll be right back.
Sorry for the technical issues. Of course, Restream is. They need to get on this. It's been happening on lots of streams. All in the past month. So.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, we'll just wait for a second.
Can you see me now?
Yes, I can.
Okay. I can see and hear everybody as well.
All right.
Okay. Where were we? We were talking about dying. Playing Wounded.
Yes.
Playing Wounded. That's what you're talking about.
Now, we were complimenting Davina on her belief that they should play Wounded. I agree.
Yep.
Yeah.
I haven't played. Well, tomorrow night we're going to be playing a very harrowing first level game on Jeff's channel and some other channel, Erudite DM. So I think it's going to be interesting to see what happens there. Given that I don't think we have a cleric either, so we're not going to be able to save anybody. But I think this once you get to level 2, 3, and you have a few things you could do, it's a little bit more of a sweet spot.
Yeah, I mean, what do you think about that? Somebody had asked a question before the glitch that I was going to bring up, and then you weren't able to hear me. They had said, if you were to put yourself, here you go, if you were transported into the D&D world or fantasy games, and what do you think about this? That's kind of an interesting question because I don't play myself as a player. I don't want to be myself. I'm a.
I might play a blacksmith is what I do.
I'm a 50-something-year-old, kind of little heavy set guy. I don't want to be that. What do you guys think?
Well, I could say that this question is probably one of the reasons why we play games, right? Because you envision yourself. I mean, we joke about it at the table as well. It's like 4 hours of therapy, right? It's 4 hours of escape. It's 4 hours of being someone that you are not. But I'll take a quick stab at this. If I were transported in the D&D world, I'd be a ranger. I'd be a human ranger. I would be carrying a two-handed sword or a bastard sword. I'd have a shield as a backup. I'd have a horse, and I would be living in the woods, and I'd be friends with a whole bunch of druids.
There you go.
Solid choice. I enjoy going on little walks around the area, around my home and such. And I take my walking stick out and I delve back into being 12 years old and imagining, I'm going on an adventure.
Good for you.
Yeah.
You're a hobbit leaving the Shire. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Well, I had a strong affinity for hobbits back in the day. So sure. Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, of course, I'm here in the foothills of the Smokies. I got the Cherokee National Forest practically at my back door. I can be at elevation in about an hour. So it's beautiful country here. Considering I grew up in Florida. We've driven through the Smokies. I've never walked in it. That's we've gotten out and looked at a couple of things when we first moved up here. So
You're probably near an access point to the Appalachian Trail, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, I've had a bear in my yard before. It was probably a young male that got kicked out of the den and was
Sure.
setting out to find his own territory. But that's of course, over in Gatlinburg we get bears come dumpster diving, so you got to be careful out there because they're everywhere, and mamas are the bears don't usually mess with you, but if they got cubs they will, so you have to be careful, and tourists forget that.
So do you guys want to look at the your backing tiers, kind of go over that?
I can bring that up here, just give me a second.
Thanks, by the way, appreciate that.
Oh yeah, not a problem.
And I'll even talk to the Kickstarter experience as well. Again, this is my first, right? This is everything's a learning experience here, but I can tell you the community has been just super receptive. I mean, I'm blown away by the support, and that just encourages me to finish the second one, which is pretty far down the road already. It's going to be pretty cool. Okay. If you like the first one, which I almost can guarantee just because I want to, and I want you to, but the second one's going to be outstanding.
So you mentioned about the prequel or the early level. Is that the second one, or is that another one you have planned after?
The prequel's down the road. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like after. When did the prequel in Star Wars come out? After. It was beyond Return of the Jedi. So
yeah, it was 16 years after Return of the Jedi.
97. Yeah.
I think it was 99, wasn't it?
No, because I think my wife was standing in line around the time my stepson was born.
I will look this up, Jeff, while you.
What?
I just look.
I can tell you this.
Yeah. Well, so much for your sci-fi there, Cam.
Hey, I don't have it either. I'm keeping mine so generalized. I can't be wrong. It was after Return of the Jedi.
It was 1999, and I said 1999. Okay, I gotta maintain my sci-fi rep here.
Yeah, okay, you win. I'm gonna bow down to the. I'm not worthy.
You might have been thinking about the original trilogy being released, I think, which was 97 or so when they re-released those.
Maybe 97 is when Lucas announced that they were doing the prequels.
Could be.
Yeah.
But we're back in D&D world here, so
yeah. Fantasy. We're not talking sci-fi tonight. We already did that. So, I got your Kickstarter here. I got the page shared. You've already met your goal, which you had a pretty low goal. I think you were just trying to cover printing costs. Is that pretty much?
Again, it's my first go through, and either it was advice or advice coupled with just a decision. Is this module was 100%. Well, it was 99% done when I launched the Kickstarter, because, and I've mentioned this before, is I've seen Kickstarters not fund or not deliver, which is even worse. And that is not going to happen. It's just that plain and simple. It will never happen with advanced fantasy games. I will have my projects darn near ready to print before I launch a Kickstarter. The funding of the Kickstarter is just recovery of funds so that I have them for the next project, right? So it's kind of paying it forward. The first one was funded. Now we're collecting the monies to cover all of my expenses so that I can justify a second one, because the boss has to approve it, right? The missus, she's my accountant. So, but I can tell you since you started your stream tonight, I picked up 2 backers. It was 95 coming into the stream. So if it's from your stream, thank you. So awesome. Like I said, I mean, we're pushing 100 backers. My goal, was artificially low for 2 reasons. One, I didn't know what to set. Honestly, didn't know what to set. But secondly, I wanted to get there so that the backers knew I had to deliver.
Yeah.
Sure. So, That's
Yeah.
where
Well,
we're at.
and
And
I've heard that too. I mean, I've heard there is a another YouTuber who's kind of shifted into publishing. Oh, we lost
Uh-oh.
Greg.
Try and get him back. I'll fill while we see. Setting a low number for the backers is what I think a lot of people do. Even the bigger accounts and things, they put a small number in, even though they're not going to get a lot. But I'll tell you, 97 pushing 100 backers is nothing to sneeze at for a first outing. That is
No.
a significant number.
thank you. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't look at the numbers as much. I mean, let's put it this way: for your audience and for any future creator to deliver a product of this quality, and I'm not blowing my own horn. I'm just merely stating what I believe to be true. Full color covers, front and back, 28 full pages. You've got traditional blue maps. Removable cover is extra. No staple rust.
Awesome.
Nice.
Yeah. Doubles as a DM screen and
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
I mean,
and just the overall. What I was going to say is the overall product. Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
Okay.
We
yes.
might have a little bit of a delay going here.
Yeah.
But go ahead, Greg. Go ahead.
And if it's me, I apologize. You guys are clear. So,
Okay.
What I was going to say is the cost for producing a single module when you employ all elements, right? Artists, digital layout, printers, map makers. It's not cheap. It's not inexpensive by any means.
Oh, he froze now.
Technical difficulties tonight. We'll make it though.
Are you back?
I am back.
Okay. I mean, I'm right next to the router. I got everything turned off, so I don't know if it's me. I apologize. So
it's probably a.
God, who knows? Who knows?
And you know what? Let's roll through it. I mean, this is. I think I'm enjoying the conversation. I appreciate the questions, and I think you got it. I mean, I've been watching some of your episodes. You got a really engaged audience, and I wish you guys all the best on this channel. You seem to really be doing a great job. People like
we've got a great group.
Let's delve into it.
Yeah. So I as people could see, I went in, I guess all in, and one of the things I noticed. So you're including the shipping is included in the pledge price, right? So when you when it says I'm in for I think 56. I want print plus PDF. I am big on having that flexibility. So 45 for this, you're getting the adventure plus you're getting what a tournament scoring system and a signed date. You've got what 400, so you're limited on those, right? There's only 400
correct
of those. So once those 400 are gone, then you'll only be able to get just the PDF or the print plus PDF.
Well,
that's correct. That's correct.
Well, the one says you have a limit of 600. Is that correct? Also,
so the intent on this module was also to create some excitement around it, right? Besides just again, I'm learning as I go. So as you can see, it's a limited edition module. Okay. So that's how I'm promoting it. I'm not going to mass produce this. Mass produce means, right? Is it 1 million copies or is it 1,000 copies? It could be either one. But so here's the setup. So for the $45 pledge, the highest level pledge, and then you get the $10 shipping, right? Because U.S. shipping, I just went with a flat $10 because if I ship out to Seattle, it might be more than that. If I ship to Tennessee, it might be $1 or $2 less. Who knows? I don't know the answer yet. So a flat 10 for shipping. So like your $55 being the full module, all 28 pages. You're getting the limited cover art in frame ready condition. It's printed on 130-pound stock instead of the 70-pound stock in the module, which is 10 pounds heavier than your typical 60-pound paper. I wanted to make it durable.
Yeah.
It's full color with the best inks. I mean, the printer did a great job. And I trust him. We use him. He works on all the printing for Little Wars, the convention. And he's been doing that for decades. So an unknown, let's put it that way. But yeah, the highest pledge gets you the module, PDF, the limited cover art, right, for a frame. And yes, I'm numbering all of them on the backside. Okay, 400 of them will be sold. That's it, maximum. And then the modules themselves beyond that, I was willing to go another 600 at most. Okay, but that's it. When that's at least, and here's where I'm struggling. So I'm open to your guys' thoughts.
Sure.
It's a limited edition module. If I limit this physical copy, what's offered in the Kickstarter, to a certain number, and then I decide maybe through RPG, you can order a print on demand copy.
Right.
That's a different quality product, right?
Sure. Yeah.
That's a different removable covers, all in one.
It's perfect bound, I think, is what they call it. Yeah.
Yep. So I'm thinking, depending on how this goes and how much the demand is, I may or may not. I don't want to upset the community, right? I don't want people to say, dude, you said it was limited and now I can get it print on demand. So that's a whole different product to me.
Sure.
So what are your thoughts?
I agree. I was going to say, and my wife and I were talking about this last night after I did that stream for DarkCon. We were talking about print quality of different things and how long it takes to get product. The two examples I was going with, of course, these are the digest size. That's popular with Shadow Dark, but these two things here. Okay, this is a book that Chubby Funster did, right? It's just the player companion for Shadow Dark. But I've ordered multiple things of his before, and it's all comes through drive-through. Okay, go ahead.
Did we lose him again, or did I just lose him?
You may have lost him. You can you hear me, Greg? No, he did.
Nope, there he is.
He's back. Can you hear us both?
I sure can.
Okay. What I was going to say is, so and the quality is okay on this one. This was the one that was done by Tom Wilson, and actually I have another one that just showed up here, and this is what brought that conversation up. So Tom uses Lulu.
Okay.
And Lulu does not have the easiest thing for navigation. Oh,
I'm still here.
Okay. Yeah. Lulu does not have the easiest navigation as a user, as an end user. It seems like their site is very, very much designed for somebody who's a publisher. However, when he did this Kickstarter and the other one that I've got sitting over here that I haven't opened yet, he did a 10-day Kickstarter on the other one.
Okay.
I got it in the mail yesterday. The Kickstarter didn't even finish a month ago. I ordered stuff that's already been that's already been available from drive-through for over a year, and it took 8 weeks to show up. This thing shipped like 4 to I think it says 2 to 8 days or whatever for delivery. So it's one of those things about, I don't know if just drive-through is very backed up and taking forever, but I would say Kickstarter's, or not Kickstarter, drive-through RPG is great for being able to deliver PDFs to users. It is convenient and has a excellent way to search for library wise, but for speed, Lulu is like the quickest print on demand I found. So
okay.
That's been-
Well, on that front, Greg, you have at least a proof copy there that you were showing, and your delivery date you're listing for the Kickstarter is June, which is pretty quick.
Yeah.
So you're either ready to print or you already have them printed.
That was part of my commitment to the backers, and it's hard to express your commitment to the backers sometimes, right? So what I'm holding here is, this is a final version. I
Mhm.
received 2 print ready copies. So I did a trial run. It was extra cost, extra shipping. I said, I want to see what you're printing. Send me a couple copies before you do the final run.
Okay.
So I received those first, went through them and said, beautiful. Absolutely. I said, print. So I did a trial run first. Now I have my supply. I list June in the Kickstarter, but I made an announcement, an update in there.
Right.
Is I am going to be shipping in May.
Wow.
Again, I want to exceed everyone's expectations.
Yeah.
I've seen too many projects not pay out. And you know what? It may only be $55, right? For a great module you're going to have fun with.
Yeah.
But it's your $55. You work hard for it. You deserve something for it. And I don't want to just be delivering an average product. So thank you, Cam, for asking that. But yeah, I'm ready. I'm looking over my computer now around the corner. I cut up cardboard boxes like for hours so I could put 2 boards on either side of your module that comes in a plastic sleeve with a white backer board between the artwork and the actual module, right, for the top tier. I was encouraged by the results, so I printed up some really fancy, cool business cards so everyone can have an easy way to access, and just a real cool card. If you don't do anything with it, well, that's fine. I mean, that's great, but it's something neat to have in there as well. I thought it was a good idea. And then you get the entire module and you get the PDF. So, and Jeff, like you were mentioning, within the module itself, there's also the goodness that comes with having a tournament scoring module that's intuitive.
Right.
Okay. And as the DM goes through the module, they see the elements that are awarded or subtracted from the point scoring system. The back inside cover has the complete scoring model so that they can easily track and total the points as you go through.
Right.
The GM could use it as for individual characters, or they can do it as a team. And so it's got really hearty stuff within it. Easy to read, easy to see. We're excited. I couldn't be happier with the end result, and I hope the community sees it the same way. I feel they will, but I can't say that. I hope they do.
Yeah, that's
put
cool.
a lot in.
Agile Monk is in the chat, and there's been a bunch of comments that have been coming in while we've been blipping in and out.
Sorry about that. I know.
But he said he wants to know what he and FCW, that's his company, because he's got Zendria is in the works. He has I think he's going to be launching his Kickstarter soon, so he wants to know what can he do to support your Kickstarter.
Wow, I think Agile. I think you already backed me, so.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I went all in.
Let's put it this way. I guess that's the first thing, right? It's not even that. It's follow Advanced Fantasy Games on Facebook. I have a business page where I give early releases of information. I display more of the gaming community that I'm part of because I want people to believe that I'm not just trying to make money. I'm a gamer.
Yeah.
I want to play games. I want you to play games. I want you to play my games.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, so how can you support me? Spread the word, tell your friends. When you get, I think really for me, the next big step, the aha moment is going to be when all the backers get this in the mail and they start reading it. And they say, this is solid. Share that news.
Yeah.
Share that news so that people know they're getting a real product that's designed for you to play OSR games and, fringe games as well, right? That may be tangentially related, second edition, maybe 5th edition, right? You just got to work a little harder at the higher end editions.
Right.
But yeah, spread the word. Back me. This isn't this is going to sound ridiculous, but this isn't a huge moneymaker. I mean, this is a lifelong dream. This is a passion I've had. So I wrote a prior module and was working with, I've mentioned this in various circles. I was working with a publisher for a year before this last year to get to this point. And it just didn't move fast enough. There were other things that were distracting. So that relationship was canceled so that I can move forward with a clean slate. And this is the result of all of that learning. And I think it was well worth it.
Davina said she's good to know about the safe packaging in the modules. And then she's got another thing here. She wants to know, what was the process of play testing for you in the development of the module?
That was a necessity. That was a requirement. Some of the folks that were coaching me through the development process, right? Other folks in the industry and so on. Play testing was a requirement, but also for me, there was no doubt it was going to have to be play tested because I have certain criteria. It has to be delivered. Right. Slow boat from China. Yeah. No, it's all U.S. based. Everything was done in the U.S. except for the artwork. It was done in Italy. So that's. So
you had an Italian artist.
Yeah.
You got a real Michelangelo.
I do.
Yeah.
He's awesome. He's awesome. So, but to answer her question, so my gaming group, I said we're going to do a one-off. They came over, just a typical 4-hour night. It was drinks, it was food, it was conversation, and then it was, I need you guys to play test this for me. And I want you to break it. Right. Use all the metagaming knowledge you have, do everything you can. I want you to break this module. And we played for 4 hours. And it was well tested to the point that I when we were done, I said, give me some feedback. Tell me how it went. What do I need to change? Some of those changes were implemented immediately. And then it was off to the races. And you'd be amazed. Not the play test is one thing. And some folks can say, oh, well, you should play test with multiple groups, or maybe you have one group play test this area, another group play test another. I wanted to go end to end. I want to deliver in 4 hours. Remember, it's designed for a tournament. It can be dropped into your weekly game. So thank you, Jeff. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
For the follow. Awesome. Appreciate it. But yeah, so it was end to end play tested in my group. We've been playing together for years. I trust their feedback. Many of them are DMs as well. Some of them are collectors, but it plays the way it reads. There are some surprises in there.
Yeah. I need to find somebody that can draw me a good some backgrounds for my. You see the background I've got there is a tavern. We won't talk about how I generated it, but you don't have any AI stuff. All your stuff is human drawn, right? By
100%.
Yeah.
100% human made, and that's how I found them. I found them with that cover art you're looking at on the screen.
You found the art first, right?
That's right. Found the art first. Because remember, I was looking for a combination. I was looking for a combination of Frazetta, right? Mm-hmm. The gritty, human, muscular roughness of Frazetta with a combo of Jeff D's just line art, his black and white. So I had a vision of the two combos. Right. And this picture right here, which is the frameable artwork that comes in the higher end tier, that was what I saw first. And I said, look at that.
Is that so? So it's the cover art, or because I know that the back page and the front page, or the back cover and the front cover, there's two different, and I've heard you talk about the difference, because this is the front gives me the sense of, okay, we're ready for action. We're going to go take on this challenge. And then the back is sort of them walking out,
That's right. So the back is reminiscent of the first edition Player's Handbook artwork towards the end. I think it's around page 140, 142, somewhere in that ballpark, where you have the adventurers leaving the dungeon.
Yeah.
And I told the artist, I said, I want to bring that old school feeling from cover to cover, not just in one section or page 10. The entire module has to have that feeling.
Yeah.
So
That's
So
pretty awesome.
I got a quick question. You mentioned you could drop this into any campaign, so presumably you could play this with your own characters just as easily. This is I don't think this is an issue either way. You mentioned that you had groups, try to metagame and break it. Did they play with other characters other than the pre-gens, or did they just play with the pre-gens?
Pre-gens.
Okay.
Yep. And they do have others, obviously, because we're playing a campaign style. But no, this is designed around every element within it is designed to bring it forward, keep it old school. And here's another Easter egg for you. The 8 pre-gens in this module will be represented in the second module.
Mm-hmm.
They will be
carry forward then.
That's right. I wanted the community to be able to sit down at their first convention or with their group and play this module, and then have a backup module for the next adventure where they get to replay the characters that they got familiar with.
Mm-hmm.
Because how often do you go to a convention, play a game, walk away and go, man, that was so cool. Or maybe you take your character sheet with you, right? But you never play it again.
Sure.
I want to give the community the ability to repeat the same experience in a different setting on a new adventure. So, and I think that the next one's going to be, it's going to be all that and more.
Very cool.
Now, is that the one that? Well, let me see if I can.
You'll find it.
Screen.
Yeah. You're a pretty good sleuth there, Jeff.
I think I've got it. Let me see here. Let me swap the. Let's see here if I can bring it up.
Well, while you're finding that, I'll just comment. I recently played just a one shot with my old friend group to try and get our feet back into some of the stuff. And the one guy just made some pre-gens for us, and I had a blast with it. It was. Yep. I said, he said, "Well, what do you want?" I said, "I don't know, maybe a dwarf, some sort." So I played a dwarf cleric. It was good fun, and they're like, "Oh, if we wanted to continue doing this, we could make our own characters." I'm like, "Why? I like these. I like this guy now."
Exactly.
I love making my own characters too. Don't get me wrong, but it's a great option to have, especially for people that might not have as much time. You could sit down, play right out of the box. It's great.
Well, and Cam, that's part of it. Jeff, you nailed it. I love this. I'll explain why, but real quick to close with Cam, that feeling, Cam, of having that affinity with that PC is part of the reason we play these games. Right. So having the ability to use that character going forward, and they don't have to retire, they don't have to die. Right. You can keep playing them. That's part of the fun. That's part of our target. And I think the community is responding very favorably to it.
Yeah.
Cool.
How does tournament? Somebody could obviously play this in any system they wanted with their own creations, but explain. I've never played in a tournament adventure where there was a scoring. How does that work?
Okay. Excellent question. For certain feats, I'll call them, I'll give you an example. Let's say that there is a trap on a door, and the thief detects the trap, right? He successfully rolls, he checks for traps, he's doing his job. That potentially could be points to the thief, points to that team. So that's an example of how a party would earn points.
Mm-hmm.
An example of how they may lose points in tournament play. And, you could have different opinions of how you want to run it. But let's say you pick up a cursed item.
Mm-hmm.
Not every item in a dungeon needs to be touched, right?
Right.
However, right, we do. So picking up a cursed item could be minus a point or minus 2 points to the team. In this scoring system, any surviving party member at the end of the game gets plus 3 points to the team.
Right.
If you die, you don't lose points. You just don't get 3. So losing a PC could be the difference between session 1's team total score versus session 2 team's total score to decide if you're going to do a team-based tournament or an individual-based tournament. This module, this system that's in there allows the DM to make the decision how they want to score it, where the points come from, and then who is either the best contributing player, worst contributing player, best team, second, and so on.
Yeah, this kind of gives me some ideas for the con that I want to create. I'm like, it would be kind of fun to have a group, maybe 4 tables or so designated for
Right?
this, and run it all at the same time, that type of thing. I know the guest that we had on the DarkCon show, he wants to break a Guinness Book of World Records, and
He
one
said that.
DM running 100 tables or something like that. I'm not looking for anything that ambitious, but I'm fascinated on the scoring system, and I had heard stuff about it, but I've never seen it myself. So that's why I'm kind of like, I think it was uh I want to say they were talking about scoring in one of the books or something that one of the guys I've been talking to, one of the old school guys, was
Uh-huh.
talking about how they were doing scoring back in the day, and stuff like that. Is this something still done frequently that you've seen?
Well, it's interesting. I think more of the tournament examples that I've seen are more convention based. So, for example,
Yeah.
and I'm totally honored. I just was asked and awarded the ability to run one of the adventures for the
Eggcon.
there you go, EGG.
Eggcon
But
3.
I was trying to
Yeah.
say them both at the same time. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
the Ernie Gygax Memorial Tournament in July
Yeah.
at EggCon, and I was so blown away when they said, "Greg, you know what? You're gonna be one of those DMs. Super excited. Gonna do the best I can. Want to deliver the experience." But yeah, that's more of what I see. There are older TSR modules that were produced that come with a varying degree of tournament play. So a good example would be the Ghost Tower of Inverness. Okay, written by Alan Hammock. That one has a scoring model in it, which is like this one. Mine's pretty simple. It's pretty streamlined, but it's effective, and it's designed for a 4-hour play. I've run the Ghost Tower of Inverness. It's not a 4-hour module by any means.
Right.
So that ham sandwich was cursed by who has a ham sandwich? I wish I had a ham sandwich.
Touch nothing, eat nothing. Well, she must be talking about. She must have watched the show last night, because it
Oh
was,
yeah.
you're if you're on Athos, and a good DM would be like, no, you can't drink your Mountain Dew because you're in a desert. You don't have any water. You're out. You need to feel what your
That's right.
character is going
That's
through.
right. That's great. But no, you actually pulled up that other image of the little flyer I did, or little promotional piece I did for the next module. When you're ready, we can go back to it. But on this one, it's a pretty simple scoring module, and I lay it out. I mean, let me give you an example. So in the module itself, I spell out for the GMs the way to use the tournament module if that's the play they're going to choose to do. I'm trying to get to that page. All right, here we go. So Game Master notes. So I set up with an optional rule, right,
Mhm.
where the GM could either award individual prizes by recording the names of the players, right? That's an option. It's designed around group play. There's a scoring sheet, makes it simple to tally points along the way for the GM. And it's part of the cover. So like you said, it doubles as a GM screen as well. It's designed around 4 hours. First step, take 20 minutes prep time. Make sure you hand out your player character sheets, let players ask questions. And it goes into talking about recording player information, right? You want to get their names, maybe their emails, what have you. That's optional. And then it talks about timekeeping, an overview and examples of how to lose or gain points. I suggest, and this is for tournament play, so answering your question, Jeff, right?
Mhm.
What does tournament play look like these days?
Yeah.
Group initiative, right?
Okay.
Get rid of the individual initiative, although there's value. And maybe like in the final battle, if you have time, as a GM, I would probably say, let's do let's do individual initiative, right? Because there's an excitement that goes around with Jeff saying, I cast fireball. Greg saying, I'm going to run into the room and strike the mummy. Oh, I won initiative. Oh, I ran in first. Jeff still cast Fireball. Thanks, Jeff. I appreciate it. But and then it talks about when to end, how to tally points. So it's pretty simple. But what's nice is throughout the module, there's highlights for the GM, so they know. Oh, there's a point possibility. There's a point loss possibility. So they know there's a trigger in there for them.
Okay. Yeah, Agile says he played in a tournament in '86 at an AD&D First Edition Gary Gygax TSR tournament, and won. Got a plaque award for the best AD&D player. Still have, dude. I'm sure you cherish that thing. Don't ever let that go. Bequeath
He
it
sleeps
to,
with it.
bequeath it to your grandchildren.
I wonder, Agile, in the notes, type in what, if you remember, what was the module? What was the adventure? I'm trying to think of which one. I mean, I wasn't at that by any means, but
86. I was.
That was at the very end of Gary's time at TSR, of course.
Yeah.
We were talking before the show that.
Yeah. Yes, we do. Fireball.
We were talking before the show that the Tomb of Horrors was it the first tournament module? I think it was for
might have
for
been.
Origins, as I recall.
It sounds about right. I can go pull it off the shelf. It may say.
I was going to say I can go. I can go.
There
pull
were
the infamous Tomb of Horrors.
Yeah, there were other tournament modules as well. How did Greg know I slept with it? Agile. Just saying. Just saying. It was a shot in the dark. That's right. I would be.
I think Tomb of Horrors is in part of this set.
Is Tomb of Horrors S1? I'm gonna find it.
It's in. Yeah, it's in. I think it's in there. Is that the silver edition?
I thought one of these T1 through T4.
Yeah, there were several. I mean,
were the T's the tournament? Were they tournament ones?
I believe that is accurate.
So the set from Goodman Games, the Temple of Elemental Evil, has a whole bunch of stuff in it, and it talks about it.
Module. I love that module.
The original one was S1, which stood for special. Says here 1978 was the original.
Wow.
For S1 was what?
For Tomb of Horrors.
Oh, it was S1. It wasn't okay. I thought T1 was their first tournament module. But you also had Judges Guild at the time. Judges Guild was producing like the Citadel. Was it the Citadel of Fire? I believe. I think that was designed. That was a Gen Con tournament module. So you had a variety of different tournament style modules to choose from, and they all had different scoring systems. So
yeah.
Sorry, 1975 was when it was used at Origins.
75. So
and it was published in 1978 as a regular module, apparently.
Okay. Yeah. I love. That's why I've been rebuilding the collection of whatever I can get. I like to get original, some of the original adventures. I've got 3 of them that are actually bagged, but they're not all in that great a shape. But I picked them up at.
Well, good news. You can get this module from Greg today.
Yes, you can.
And have the very similar experience, right? Maybe not so brutal. Maybe not quite as brutal.
Let's put it this way. This is your, again, it's I don't know. I don't know if I can do better than this. I will tell you. And I'm not tooting my own horn. This is solid across the board from an old school gamer like myself who wants to be 1E, who believes that the crunchier, the grittier, and the better you have to be as a player, like Davina had mentioned that she had mentioned, let them play wounded. Absolutely. 100% makes a better player. So this makes you be a better player than the stat sheet forces you to be successful, right?
Sure.
Because I could give you 18s across the board. You can have 1,000 hit points. You can have all the magic items. There's no fun in that. I find that the grittier, the more challenging, and the more you have to pause as a player and say, ooh, hold on a second. What just happened? You know? So that's the intent. And again, I want to thank your audience, Jeff, you as well.
Sure.
KAM as well. You know, backing this project, one, I'm honored, 100%, humbled and honored. And if I didn't believe so strongly in it, I would say it, but I can tell you, I think you're going to love it. I really do. I love it. I want to play it again.
What is this
Right on.
new from Greg and Ronco? Bassomatic Killer Tournament module for only $19.99.
I wish I could get it out for $19.99. Believe me, I wish I could.
I mean, when, you know, it's not really okay. So obviously, those of us that we want all the stuff. People like Agile, myself, you know, we go all in. But the $45 plus the shipping one is that's the special edition. There's 400 of them, but you can go in and get just the PDF for $15,
That's
right?
right.
So, you know, if you just want the adventure to run it for your folks, you know, I mean, you can get the PDF if you're fine with PDFs. I am a print person. I have to have it in print.
Yep.
But $25, you know, so you've got the flexibility there. If and I think I can bring it back up here again. Yeah, you know, you've got the different options. So you've got a $25 price point here. And it includes all the same stuff except for it doesn't come with the special. It's not
Cover art.
numbered, right?
Yes,
And it doesn't have the cover the cover art, right?
right.
Have you? Let me ask you this, because this is something that some people have been doing. Have you? And we had talked a little bit. You know, I'm a big fan of the Troll Lords, and one of the things that they started doing is these canvas prints. And I don't know if you've seen this. This is
Look at that.
yeah. The green screen eats it alive because some of the colors are kind of, you know, in there. But I have this is the cover art for their 11th printing of the player handbook, because they wanted to change the cover art. That's really the only difference between the 10th and the 11th. You ever thought about doing that? About doing something like that as an
You
option?
mean a canvas print versus a reproduction?
Yeah, as a canvas print. They're really neat. They're kind of interesting, you know, because I like to frame. I'm was looking at for frames. That's 12 by 18. I think it's you know, kind of a standard size for those canvas prints.
Right.
But I don't know.
Have I thought about going to that extent? One, I would say no, I don't think I really have. I have, though, thought of how do I deliver print high quality reproduction artwork that's meaningful to the offering? How do I reproduce that at an economical rate so that guys like you or myself that want something extra, that want to put it into a frame or put it on the shelf or put it on the wall? I mean, lately I've been framing Frazettas that I'm ordering off their site, not the originals.
Right.
No one has that kind of money. Well,
I don't have $5,000 or $10,000 laying around.
No, but they have a textured ink-based printing system where it almost looks like it's canvas. So you get the feel, and that's again back to the emotional feeling. So no, but I also framed I was in a comic book store about a month and a half ago. Never been there before. Walked in, looking at the comics. I'm like, man, I want to get something unique. And I come across this comic where it was a special edition, had a black and white line art. And I'm looking at it across the room. It's on my wall. And the other copies had there was a colored bar on it, like a yellow and then a red. It was different. This one was unique. So I bought the comic with the line art and framed it. You don't even see the comic. I just see the line art now. So to your question, have I thought about the canvas style? No, not necessarily, but I am looking at alternative options and artwork pieces. So I'll let the cat out of the bag a little bit. I don't want to give too much away.
Okay.
So we have this module that's offered, and we have artwork throughout, which I own. Okay.
Mhm.
So that's why I can make the offering of the cover art to you, is because I own it. And I want to do justice by the original artist as well. He's been paid for it, right? It's all agreed to. But I don't want to mass produce anything. I again, they're business partners. I respect them and I want to keep this going. So this is one piece that I offered. The next module, there's a super, totally radical piece that I will offer as well. And then the third publication that I'm already getting price quotes on, I think is going to be a box set. And in that box set,
You see my eyes light up there?
dude, I'm telling you, I'm pricing out the boxes right now. I don't have any final numbers. Things are increasing in cost.
Yeah.
But I think I'm going to do an art portfolio included in there so you can flip through
Oh no!
from all three modules.
Yeah. Oh,
You blipped out for a second. You were saying,
Oh, what did I
right when you started talking about the art portfolio.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't want to let the cat out of the bag. Sorry, you're gonna have to.
Well,
you're gonna have to back me. That's the only way you're gonna get it. Sorry.
Hey, but you're at 98 right now, 98 backers. So
what? Oh my God, I love your audience.
We need two more to hit 100. We got 15 minutes before Cam has to go run and powder his nose and get ready for Top Lofty Lounge. 2 more.
15
Come
minutes,
on.
2 more backers. That's right.
Yeah, that's all we need. Come on, guys.
But yeah, so what you missed was there's going to be I'm envisioning right now, right? Everything's conceptually. I'm working forward in time.
Right.
So still in the concept phase. There should be an artwork flip book offering on top of the modules, the PDF, the box set, and it's super thrilling right now. So more to come. I mean, if the community continues to, if they, after this, right, the true measure is when the backers get the product and they go through this, I want to hear back from the community. Greg, that sucked. That was the worst ever. Not going to happen. I can't believe it's going to happen.
Oh,
because
I guarantee you, when I get it, I will tell Erudite and be like, okay, we're gonna run through this, and we're gonna have to find.
You could ask Jeff. I've been begging to get a 1E game going. So.
I've never run 1E before, so I played 1E back in, I think, 85, 86, something like that, in middle school, and then God, so yeah,
you said you do live stream gameplay on your channel.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, we do it. It's actually Erudite it hosts it, and then we've had Chubby Funster has run Shadow Rim.
Okay.
I've done The Crumbling Keep of Kashmir by Tom Wilson.
Okay.
Tomorrow night we have Lord Mattias is going to be on. He's going to be doing a Lamentations game probably for a session or two.
Okay.
Which reminds me, I still got to figure out how to do AC for my character.
You might want to figure that out.
This would be a great one to fit in there, Jeff, for coming around in June.
Well, and if it's designed for 4 hours, I mean, that would probably be, we usually, it's 2 hour streams is what we usually do on that one, because it starts at 8, and some of the guys, they're a little older than Cam and me, and they go to bed, early. So,
right.
We have a special start time. We could have a special.
Right. Well, and I mean, that's part of the challenge too, right? Is 4 hours is a long time when you're streaming, right? I mean, marathon sessions are 3 hours sometimes. So, but no, I think that I'm going to be running this at Little Wars at the end of this month in Illinois. Okay, so in Lisle, Illinois, Little Wars is the weekend of April 24th through, I think, the 29th, 28th, somewhere in that ballpark. I have 2 sessions. They're both sold out. Super excited about running it there. So that's the inaugural launch.
Yeah.
That's right as the Kickstarter ends. So the Kickstarter ends on the 28th. I thought it was the 24th, but it's actually the 28th. So we got 15 days left.
Yeah.
And I wanted to time everything so that, again, I want to respect the backers. It's more than just money. It's more than that. So I didn't want to get out product into people's hands before the backers. right? So with that, I'm going to run it at Little Wars. I've got one session at EggCon in July that I'm going to run it. But
Are you coming to CNY? You going to come to CNY?
Dude, I have read and seen a lot of good things about that con. I have. The East Coast has just phenomenal cons, dude. You guys have the
CNY is Central New York. That's not even on the coast,
that's east,
man.
That's east. Yeah, but that's east for me. I'm in Chicago.
Yeah. That's practically in Ohio. Don't tell them I said that.
Oh, okay. That close to Ohio, huh?
Well, yeah. I mean, the Buffalo.
But you got to go through Pennsylvania to get there. That's Indy, Ohio, Pennsylvania, New York.
No, I don't have to go through Pennsylvania, Ohio. Well, yeah, I guess Erie, but because I'm planning on driving up through Ohio and then over.
Okay.
So that's how I'm going to get up there. Well, I mean, literally, you're in the Chicago area, right? Isn't I-90 there? Isn't it 90?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's the Indiana Turnpike, the Ohio Turnpike, and the New York Thruway. It's the same road.
It's also
a straight shot. It's also an expensive shot.
It's also the busiest truck route in the entire continental United States. Yeah. Tuesdays and Thursdays, worst days to go through them. Just letting you know.
Yeah. I don't know. I-40 is pretty bad, man. We've got I-40 and 75 converges in Knoxville. Actually, it converges outside of Knoxville, and they're merged together through Knoxville, and then they split apart, and one goes out to Asheville and over towards I-95 over in the Carolinas, and then 75, of course, continues on northward up into Kentucky and Ohio. But yeah, man, there is a lot of people that are going to be at CNYCon. Tanker's going to be there. Joe the lawyer, I think he's going to probably wind up showing up there. Double D is going to be there. Obviously Roger himself. I don't know. Have you been on Roger's stream yet?
I have not, but him and I have connected.
Okay.
Again, not like we're friends or best friends, but he's
invited
me to follow his channel. Yeah. I mean, it takes time. I mean, there's so many cool people doing cool things right now. I mentioned this on another stream. I think 26 has the potential for being a super solid year for the gaming industry.
I do too.
Yeah. There's a, what do they call it? A renaissance. There's a renaissance and I'm glad to be part of it. I mean, there's a reemergence coming out of, because all the stuff from the 25 and 24 and 23, you had WotC doing all these things and bringing out new editions, and people like, why are you doing that? I mean, there's just a lot of things that were questionable in the industry that weren't necessarily overly successful in the gaming community's eyes.
Yeah, and I think some of the screw ups on WotC's part in the past have reinvigorated the third party.
100%.
Yeah, I mean, look at Shadow Dart, multi-million dollar, and what is it? It's going after the old school.
That's right.
To the point now where WotC's like, hey, look, we're sorry, and and I'm like, I hope to God that they're honest. This new guy that's there running the show, I've heard some good things about him, but
he's saying all the right things.
He is saying all the right things, and some of the insiders that I've heard from, say, yeah, no, he's, I think even Dungeon Delver, I think Bill Sylvie even said that he's gotten some information that, they're serious trying to turn that ship around, and it takes time with a big company, but in the meantime, we've got an invigoration, and we even had a show called, I think I titled it The New Golden Age of Tabletop or something like that, because I think we are, like you said, a renaissance. It's it's a new era, and I know there's a lot of people, a lot of grognards out there that are still like, no, nothing's ever going to change, and blah blah blah, and I'm like,
well, no, people like Greg here have changed it. It's that we have many options, even if this, the official WotC D&D does not turn around and it continues down the road they've been on, it's not needed. You're right. There are
Right.
plenty of others out there, like Greg and many other guests we've had that are providing great content of a wide variety of things you can drop in, or full games, any level that you want. And
Right.
no one needs to be beholden to any of these bigger companies at this point.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Well, and to that extent, Cam, 100% is this module and some of the research that I've done. I mean, people will argue. People will always be like, nope, it's not possible. I mean, like I did a poll in Facebook on this 2E group, and 90% of the audience that took the poll, and it was over 42 people taking a poll. So
Yeah.
I don't think that's insignificant. Said that, yeah, absolutely. OSRIC is 2E all day long. You can mix and match. What I promote and put in print and type, I don't want to skirt any issues, but you can even argue that a good 5th edition DM could take this module and know that a skeleton is a skeleton,
Mm-hmm.
a zombie is a zombie. Going down a 15-foot flight of stairs is a 15-foot flight of stairs. A trap that does 1d6 is a trap that does 1d6. You don't need to change that.
Right.
And that's the core of what we're delivering here at
Yeah.
Advanced Fantasy Games.
Yeah.
And what you don't have is the 20 additional numbers next to skills. You don't have the extra dice. You don't have the extra actions. But a good GM will work that into their delivery.
Right.
And I reached out to, because I game at a local game shop Wednesday nights. And I reached out and I sat with some of the folks in the 5e community. And I was talking to them like, hey, this is the project I have coming out. Would love to see you. Just follow us. That's all I'm asking for, right?
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, if you don't, that's fine too. But hopefully we can start engaging those other communities where we haven't before, right? Up until now, what has it been? Oh, 5E's 5E, right? Or people are like, oh, I don't like 5E. I'm OSR. We need to embrace them and get them encouraged to look back and say, you know what? How do I make this module work in my 5E campaign? Well, let me see. Party walks into a room. They get they get attacked by X, or this is what they see. And how do they react? It's more about player playing than it is about a score sheet that says you're this character. Here's your abilities. So
Right.
that's the idea.
Right. Yeah, Davina is funny. She's like, "What are the traps pronouns?"
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It-
There is something to be said for the indie scene that Jeff is talking about, and yeah, he said he's a Chicago boy too. So there's a couple of us on this stream tonight. But now you went with Kickstarter, which Kickstarter has great exposure, especially for first time.
Right.
Backer Kit right now. Backer Kit is what Goodman Games, Troller Games,
Yep.
and Joe Block and a bunch of them are using now.
Right.
And of course, right now they've got their Mega Dungeon month going on. There's 30 different projects. Some of them
Right.
large, like Troller Games does, and like Goodman Games does. And yes, I'm in on both of those.
Nice.
Because I'm a glutton for punishment. And that pay in 4 option is lovely, but it makes it easier to buy those $200
Right.
box sets. But there's a lot of smaller third-party creators that are in on this, and coming up in May is Old School Essentials Month. I didn't know if you knew that or not.
I did not. How did you find? Where did you find that information? 'Cause I was curious. I didn't hear about the Mega Dungeon month, but I've been so focused on everything else.
Yeah, if
How
you
did
just go to backerkit.com.
Yep.
BackerKit is for the longest time people would use Kickstarter, and then BackerKit kind of started up as the fulfillment side of
Okay.
that, right? And then BackerKit's like, well, we can do it too. So then
Right.
they do everything. Trollord was one of the first ones that I was following that went over to BackerKit, and from what I understand, for a somebody like yourself, they have better terms than
Okay.
than Kickstarter. They take less of a cut.
Okay.
They're more flexible because they're not the 800-pound gorilla. So
Right.
they'll work with creators, publishers, and stuff like that. And then, like I said, they do have some of these big guys like Troll Lords, the Troll Lords, and Goodman Games guys, and you know that's that. They're not at the Paizo level, but they're the level below Paizo, maybe somewhere in between the Paizo and the small guys. Because obviously we know WotC's the big monster out
Right.
there.
Right.
And that's not going to change, I don't think, anytime soon. I mean, uh, Pathfinder briefly overtook it during the 4th edition thing, but
Right.
that's. But if you go to BackerKit, BackerKit.com, they've got there's a thing there that says view all events, and Mega Dungeon Month is on there. That's currently running. They've got a couple of things on that one, like Castle White Rock is on there.
Yep. I've been seeing that.
Yeah. Let's see, and of course,
you mentioned you got Joe Blacks. He's releasing fifth level dungeon. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I got in on his. I need to get him on the show too.
He's a good guy.
He's a great guy. I think he and I we would have a blast with
I think you would.
him.
I got trapped on a long stream with him. It was fun as hell. It was fantastic.
What was it, Joe the lawyer involved?
No, Joe wasn't on there, but we did talk about Joe a little bit. But I just complimented him on his humor. So
I keep trying to get Joe the lawyer on. He's like, I don't have time for any more streams, and then he creates a new stream,
right.
And I'm like, dude, I'm like, trying.
No, but I didn't necessarily. You're right. Kickstarter to me on this first project was they have the reach, they got the brand recognition. It was an easy decision. Terms back and forth, don't know the difference. I'll have to research it.
Mm-hmm.
But to be honest with you, I mean, short story, I retired June of 24, started to pursue goals, life's ambitions, dreams, bucket list items, whatever. Went back to work as a contractor for the same company. So I'm at a point in my life where I get to make decisions.
You're not an electrician, are you?
No.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'm afraid of electricity. I
was gonna have to ask what's wrong with the electricians in Chicago where they do everything sideways.
You mean the outlets?
Yeah, that's nuts.
It's not sideways. That's the right way.
Nobody else on the planet does it that way.
Controversy.
I've lived all over this country, and I've never seen it that way anywhere, except for on I know some.
So everyone else is wrong, is what you're saying.
They don't even do that in Northwest Indiana, and that's Chicagoland.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but
it is. But, no, it really has been a life's dream, and I just love the game.
Yeah.
So I have an opportunity. I hope others get to be in a position where they have the opportunity and the passion and the ability to actually do anything that their heart just wants to do. And that's what I'm doing here. I'm delivering what I believe is a super solid product. I hope the community embraces it because the next one's coming. And if you like this one, you're going to love the next one.
Jeff Whittiart, he says he's recommending the adventure Siege of the Cerulean Spire. He's on the art team. Jeff, if you can draw a good background to replace mine, let me know. We'll work out a deal. Because I hate this. I had to generate. I needed something that kind of set the tone, and I have no artistic talent. But let me know, man. And Cam, I know Cam's getting ready to leave. He's got to bail. He's got another show to go. So Cam, I'm going to hand it to you for anything last that you'd like to say.
Sure. I want to say that this has been a fun discussion. I am looking forward to. I did back your project, and I'm looking forward to getting it. And I've got this group going. This in-person group that's being revived. I'm going to run it for them, and hopefully we'll be able to run it on the Monday with Jeff's group too.
Yeah.
So been a real pleasure, and thanks for coming on.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Oh man.
Right on. Talk
Yeah.
to you guys later.
All right,
All
we'll
right.
see you, Cam. But yeah, come on, we need two more backers, right, to make it 100. We're at
Right.
98.
Well, and you know what? I'll make this offer to you as well, Jeff, you and Cam, and I know he just dropped. But
Yeah.
when you receive this, before you run it, if you have any questions, reach out. Let me
Okay.
know. I will, if it's playability, if it's delivery style, if it's what were you thinking here, or you don't understand a certain point, which I think you guys will be very able to figure it out. But if you
Yeah.
have questions, please ask. And I'm still trying to think, do I put a poll out there for the community to say, hey, how was this Kickstarter experience? I've never seen that done. I mean, probably for good reason, right? You don't want to have anyone that's a dissenter, right? You
Yeah.
want to have all positive feedback. So don't even create the environment. But I think that the community itself will speak loudly, and I will get the feedback, and those changes or recommendations will be considered. So super excited.
Somebody's trying to say hi here.
Oh, there she is.
Yeah, she came back again. My little door opener. She
That-
thinks she's a lap dog. She's not. She's
no,
not.
she's not.
Look,
She's
Lily.
a happy
Look,
one.
look. Oh yeah, she's much happier than she was back in Florida. Yes, baby. All right. Come on. Any rate, Greg, it's been great having you on, and I hope to have you on again when you're got this new one going, or anytime if you you got something to say or want to jump on and talk about, you know. I would love to run into you at CNYCon if you can make it. It's the week after North Texas, so I know a lot of people go to North Texas as well.
Oh, it's June. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, yeah. I'm trying to figure it out. I think next year will be more cons than this year. Let's just put it that way.
Well, maybe next year you can come to mine too, because I'm hoping to have one here. So,
Tennessee is only 7 hours from me. It's an easy drive.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's going to be like at least a 13-hour drive for me to go to CNY.
Yeah.
That's going to be a fun drive, and I'm renting a car because my wife is worried about the pickup.
Right. Right.
It'll be 20 years old next year. So
that's nothing. You're just breaking it in.
Yeah. It squeaks going up the driveway, squeaks going down the driveway. Yeah, and I've got a long driveway because if you've been to Tennessee, so we have some what do they call it? My roommate he picked up on this phrase, boss hog, Dukes of Hazzards kind of bullshit is what he called it. He was 0 for 4 with deer, so if that tells you anything.
You mean 0 for 4 as in he missed 4 in a row, or 0 for 4 he didn't
No, 0 for 4 as in he hit 4 of them. Different times. What? No, he hit him with his car. He's taken out.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, he lost versus the deer.
Yeah, that's not good. That's not good at all.
He come back and he's like, "Hey, can you look at my car and tell me they could fix that, right?" And so what had happened is his above the windshield, where they mount, because he's like, yeah, they could just replace the windshield, right? And it's bent, like right in the middle, where the deer had basically hit where his mirror is and got flipped up and probably landed on its back right in the middle of the hood above the windshield. And I said, dude, they're gonna total your car. He's like, well, what do you mean they're gonna total it? I said, that's part of the body. That's the frame of the car. They can't put a windshield back in there.
Right.
So, but
yeah. Well, I think we all got animal stories. I mean, I hit the largest raccoon once coming back from a D&D game. I thought it was a bear. I literally thought it was a brown bear. It was a raccoon, and it was so huge, and we ran across the street. Unbelievable. But I think you got to watch out for those things.
Oh yeah, well, around here you do. I mean, I got woods all around me. I got woods on either side of my yard.
Yeah. Well, you said you had a bear in your backyard once, so
in my front yard.
Oh,
I didn't see it. My roommate saw it. The neighbors saw it. I heard bear come over that way and bear over that way. And did you see the bear? And I'm like, what bear? I was out there looking in something. It must have walked right past and ignored me.
There's a funny saying, which is, what is it? It's, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, except for a bear. A bear will kill you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I quickly learned one of the reasons why you you people around Tennessee are well armed. Um,
Right. It ain't for the armadillos.
no, no, no.
Which
Well,
is weird when you're driving through Tennessee and you see all these armadillos all over the place, dead on the side of the road. I couldn't believe it the first time.
So they must have migrated up over towards the Nashville area or something like that, because I have not seen an armadillo over here. I haven't seen an armadillo since I left Florida.
Yeah,
And
when I drove down to Tennessee to go hunting 4 years ago, I was just finding there were like armadillos lining the sides of the roads. I'm like, where the hell did the armadillos come from? Right? That's the first question.
well, I mean, they're all over Florida and Texas. So they must so they must have migrated up or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe the natural predators, are a little lacking.
Right.
Who knows? I mean, coyote are getting to be pretty much a nuisance nowadays. So,
Right.
but oh no, Agile said he got chased by a bear in Alaska
Last night.
Those
He was trying to steal that Gary Gygax plaque you got under your pillow, right?
the bears in Alaska are no joke either, because those are grizzlies. We don't have grizzlies here. We have your your regular Yogi bears around here,
Which are bad enough.
which they're more nuisance because they get in the garbage, right?
Right.
Where they won't just outwardly try to kill you. They're not humans are not on the menu for them. Grizzlies, humans are on the menu for.
Right.
They will attack you without provocation. Here, as long as you're not messing with cubs, you're usually pretty good.
Right.
And of course, I haven't checked the game tonight. I don't know if we beat Pittsburgh, so I'm not sure if I want to watch because the previous two games didn't go the way I wanted. Anyway, but Greg, I very much appreciate you coming on. Everybody, thanks for the chat. We'll if you want to stick around for a minute after I run the credits, we'll do some after chat and stuff like that. And but guys, thanks, Agile, as always. We only got you to 98, but we got you to 98. So
I appreciate
guys,
everyone.
Click, follow the QR code if you're watching on a rewatch. And yeah, it's a grizzly. Yeah, it was a grizzly. Trust me, we have a nice grizzly rug in our family now.
Nice.
Oh Lord. All right, with that, I'm gonna roll the credits. Good night, everybody. Back to
Good night, all.
Kickstarter, even if you only have to do at the low levels. Take care.
Thank you.